Councilwoman Ilhan Omar, who represents a large portion of that city. It's good to have you here.
I represent the whole city.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. The Trump administration is Omar, who represents a large portion of that city. It's good to have you here.
I represent the whole city.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
The Trump administration is actively telling the public that journalists are misleading them.
You heard what was the supported. What we know is that Renee Macklin-Good and her partner were protesters. They were driving around Minneapolis. They were recording what some of these ICE enforcement officers were doing. And the local police chief said Macklin-Good blocked the street with her car. President Trump has said that the partner was a paid agitator. That's the phrase he used. Secretary Noem alleged this was an act of terrorism. Given how much heat there is and the administration's scrutiny, would you tell Americans it's too dangerous to demonstrate and to go out and document as she was doing?
I think it is really important for Americans to record, to create the level of accountability and transparency that we need. What we have seen in Minneapolis is ICE agents oftentimes jumping out of their cars. These are unmarked cars. Oftentimes they're wearing a mask. They're approaching, running towards cars. They're pulling people out of those cars.
What up, what up, what up, what up? You already know what it is. You have just entered the war zone. Now, do me a favor.
Legal right to be in this country.
Do me a favor. Can you hear me? I'm having some feedback right now. This is crazy.
When it comes to these accounts. So it is even more important for there to be recording from eyewitnesses every single time these actions are taking place.
But do you see from the recordings that we've seen, is there anything that you believe was being done that should not have been done by Macklin-Good? The administration says she was blocking the road. They are claiming this is an act of terrorism.
Yeah, Renee Nicole Good, as you hear her say, she's not masked. She's sitting in her car, peacefully waving cars to get by. This agent, as you see, gets out of his car. automatically starts running towards her, trying to open her door. She feels scared. She tries to turn the wheel away, and then you see the other officer, who can clearly see the car is moving, move towards the front of the car, which, if they are saying that he has 10 years on service and is trained, he should know that you shouldn't be trying to get in front of a moving car. And so it is not acceptable for Kristi Noem and the president and the vice president to make these kind of judgments without there being a full investigation, even though we can see in the videos that have been produced so far that what they are describing is really not what is taking place. And so if they're saying that we shouldn't believe our eyes, then let the investigation take place before you characterize this mother of three as a domestic terrorist. Prove to us what documentation you have. That one, that she was paid. Two, that she was agitating when we can hear her say she's not mad, she's not upset. She's clearly trying to wave cars to bypass her. And so it's just this level of rhetoric is unjustifiable to the American.
Can you believe this is Can you believe this is what is going on in America? You have Ilhan Omar, a representative for the 19th district in Minnesota as Congresswoman, and she is directly delivering rhetoric that will help defend all of these criminal invaders who have came into our American borders. Okay? Now, we have a great segment tonight. Do me a favor, let me know if you hear any feedback. Is there any feedback right now? Do you hear echo while I'm speaking right now? Okay, let me know if you hear echo. If you hear echo, somebody put echo in the chat. We are going to hear from a military veteran, 17-year veteran who has just stepped out of the military. Okay, and we're going to be able to get his perspective on what is going on with our government and the government that presides over the actual military. Okay, we're going to get that perspective on what's going on domestically as well as internationally. Okay, we are also going to dive in on what's going on with America and the silent war between America and Britain. Okay, we are going to deep dive into who, what, and how. What nation is causing all of this mayhem? We're going to deep dive into all of that. Do me a favor. The rules in this channel is there are no rules. Do me a favor and just smack that like button if you will. Get down for your crown here in this chat. Don't play around with these people. Speak your mind. Let's roll.
People.
Just quickly on that, you said accountability, and it's important for people to document what's happening. I just want to be abundantly clear, because the administration says that their officers are being stalked and harassed. When you say accountability, you are only describing recording like she was doing.
I think it is fair for citizens to document what law enforcement is doing in their communities. Yes.
Agents as well.
Well, there's also been violence against residents in Minneapolis.
There right now is a lot of heat on your state. Treasury Secretary Bessent called Minnesota ground zero for what may be the most egregious welfare scam in our nation's history to date. 85 of the 98 people who were charged by the Justice Department with this welfare scheme are Somali. And you know this, the Treasury Secretary is probing whether any of the money was somehow funneled outside the country. He actually issued new standards. He's going to make it make someone disclose if they receive public assistance when they try to wire money out of the country, and he's lowered the bar for suspicious activity. What is the practical impact of doing that in the community?
He lowered the bar for so he lowered the bar for suspicious activity going on in his actual state. Okay, and that is Governor Tim Walz. And shout out to you, Cheryl Fisher. Cheryl Fisher. Shout out to you, Cheryl, for being the first time getting onto this live stream. And we're making it very, very simple for those who don't truly understand what's going on politically right now. We are not playing around. Shout out to you, Cheryl. Shout out, shout out to the Bed Father. Oh, I like that name. That's fire. The Bed Father. He said, God bless America. Shout out to you, the Bed Father. Shout out to you, Johnny here. Johnny's here. I see you, Johnny's here. Okay. Shout out to you, Bud Russell. We're not playing around. Shout out to you, beautiful Earth. I see you, beautiful Earth. Let's go. Okay, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Bud Dragon. Shout out to you, Shannon. We have Ilhan Omar doing the most, and now let's hear the response to all of this.
Wednesday at 10:37 a.m. Eastern. Just over 2 hours later, the Department of Homeland Security put out a statement definitively asserting what had happened, defending the ICE agent, accusing Renee Good of domestic terrorism. That's a characterization that you reiterated in a press conference half an hour later. And Republican Senator Tom Tillis said, quote, "It was very unusual to have a senior law enforcement official to draw a conclusion about an event when the scene was still being processed. Generally speaking, law enforcement would recognize that a life was lost, that families are changed forever, the shooter's life will change forever. We're collecting video. We're trying to assess the situation." Why did you not wait for an investigation before making your comments?
Well, everything that I've said has been proven to be factual and the truth. This administration wants to operate in transparency. I have the responsibility as the Secretary of Homeland Security to know this information as soon as possible. Had just been in Minneapolis the day before, had already had conversations with officers on the ground and supervisors, and knew the facts, and decided that the department and the people of this country deserve to know the truth of the situation of what had unfolded in Minneapolis.
Well, with all due respect, Secretary, the first thing you said was, quote, "What happened was our ICE officers were out in enforcement."
So listen. These radicals are trying to impeach the Secretary of Defense, well, the Secretary of the Homeland of Security, Kristi Noem. They are attempting to impeach her right now, okay? All because of the words that came out of her mouth in regards to the situation when the ICE agent unfortunately unalived that agitator who was actually agitating. Okay, let's rock and roll. Tell me what you think. Let's go.
In action, they got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and rammed them with her vehicle. That's not what happened. We all saw what happened.
It absolutely is what happened. Those officers had been out in enforcement action. A vehicle had been stuck. They had come to help get that vehicle out. That's when this individual started blocking traffic for minutes and minutes.
You said that the woman attacked them and surrounded them.
She was blocking traffic. You heard Kristi Noem. She was blocking traffic. Now, if you stand with ICE, let me see somebody put ICE in the comment section. If you stand with ICE, and you're putting all of your colorism to the side, you're putting all of your negative feelings about certain people and the way, you know, they have been orchestrating certain regimes. If you stand with ICE, let me see an ICE in that comment section. We are not playing around. I see the ICE. Cheryl Fisher, I see you, Cheryl Fisher, standing up with ICE. I see you, Michael I see you, Michael Humpson, standing with ICE. True Americans in this chat. We are not playing around. He said, Breed said he stands with, Bree said she stands with ICE. Okay? We're not playing around. We are not playing around. Shout out to you, Americans. Let's go. Let's roll.
Them and attempted to run them over and ram them with their vehicle.
Blocked the road for a long time and was yelling at them and impeding a federal law enforcement investigation. That's what you need to focus on, Jake, is they were breaking the law by impeding and obstructing a law enforcement operation. They were breaking the law already, and these officers were doing their due diligence of what their training had prepared them to do to make sure they were handling it appropriately.
You said within hours of her being killed, you said that she was a domestic terrorist. How do you define domestic terrorist?
She weaponized her vehicle to conduct an act of violence against a law enforcement officer and the public.
How can
As
you
they are doing that,
how can you assert with certainty that she was trying to hurt the officer as opposed to she was trying to flee the scene?
if you look at what the definition of domestic terrorism is, it completely fits the situation on the ground. This individual, as you saw in the video that we released just 48 hours after this incident, showed that this officer was hit by her vehicle. She weaponized it.
That's right.
And he defended his life and those.
These people are upset. These people are upset. Okay? Look, we have some non-Americans in the chat, my dear people. We have some non-Americans in the chat. We are having some great American political commentary right now. Okay? We are doing American business right now. But it's just like these invaders. They love to invade. And then once you call them out on their shenanigans, they're going to want to flee. Okay? And this is the bottom line. We are going to have to put in these people's minds that they are going to have to flee America very, very fast. We're not playing around. We're tired of these games. But tonight, we're going to deep dive into what is causing all of these shenanigans, okay? We don't want to, all right, yes, we know about the George Soroses, and we know about, a few of groups that, it's been put out there for us, right? But let's deep dive into who is really causing all of this mayhem here in America. Okay, we're going to get down to the bottom of that. Okay, but let's let Christy go off on
those colleagues around him and the public.
The question is, I don't doubt. My position is, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Some people say that it clearly showed that she was trying to hit him and did. Some people say, no, she was clearly trying to move her car and flee and get away. I don't know. What I'm saying is, how do you know? How can you assert for a fact within hours before any investigation, this is what happened?
The facts of the situation are that the vehicle was weaponized and it attacked the law enforcement officer. He defended himself and he defended those individuals around him. That is the definition. When there is something that is weaponized to use against the public and law enforcement, that is an act of domestic terrorism. It happened in our shores. It happened here in our country. You don't get to change the facts just because you don't like them. We will continue to look at this individual and what her motivations were. We know that there was, throughout that morning, she had harassed and impeded law enforcement operations. Mm-hmm. That raises the suspicion level with all of these law enforcement officers as far as paying attention to what her capacity is. And as you see on the videos, and they've proven out, that this law enforcement officer took the action that his training prepared him for, and he worked to make sure that he could save his own life and those around him.
How can you assert that there's no ambiguity in this before any investigation has taken place?
I had just been in Minneapolis and had been with those officers, had seen what they were facing on the streets every day, and had talked to their supervisors as soon as the incident happened and had gotten the facts and seen videos before I...
We've seen the video. They're talking about how are we going to secure ambiguity for these people and making sure that ensuring that these people are going to, have a good and fair investigation done. And bruh, we saw the video. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? We saw the video. Who didn't see the video? Who didn't see the video? We saw the video. These are agitators. No people in their right mind is going to stand in front of men with large cannons, okay, and then attempt to turn your wheels directly at one of them and then hit the gas with all of your foot pressed down to the floor. Really? You didn't even attempt to turn the wheel toward the right. You didn't do that, ma'am. You you literally lined that car up toward that officer, man. You can't do that with a guy on the streets. What makes you think you're gonna do that with an officer? You can't do that to some guy in the hood. Do that with some guy in the hood and he have his thing on him. Watch what's gonna happen. I mean, seriously, watch what's gonna happen. You can't do that. That's crazy business. Why? Look at this non-American. These people, so these people are nuts. We don't care though. We going for the win. We going for the win. Shout out to the Don Road Doctrine. Shout out to the Don Road Doctrine. If you know about the Don Road Doctrine, throw some dubs up. Let me see some W's. Throw them up, light up the chat. We're not playing around. We want the whole Western Hemisphere. It's ours. We're taking it. We are not allowing these people to compromise our national security. Are you with me? Are you with me? Now let's look at this clip real quick. Look at this real quick.
Twitter X in years for quote tweeting one of the videos of the drug boats getting bombed and saying, "I voted for this." It says extrajudicial killing of fishermen off the coast of Venezuela.
Well, yeah, well, the libertarians have all lost their minds because they don't know how to read. I'm just going to make it blunt. It's going to be blunt. People that are non-state actors in international waters have no rights under UNCLOS. If they're told to stop and they don't, then you can do whatever you want to. Like, I mean, the guy had a huge post on this the other day, and I'm like, oh, by the way, Senator Rand Paul, the operative word today is piracy. Piracy is still illegal in the open seas. And if you only want to describe weapons as, guns, that's great.
We need Greenland.
Sorry, but,
we need Greenland. Sky Trooper 2. We need Greenland. And we're going to break down why we need Greenland further on in this live stream. But let's carry on right now. Right now, we're going to focus on what's going on, the destabilization of Venezuela and what's going on with Europe. America is at war, dear people. America is at war right now with Europe. You don't get it. We're at war with Europe right now. We're at war with Asia. We're at war with the Middle East. We are at war with Africa. Okay, we are at war. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. I will be diving into that chat. And please make sure you are stepping on the non-American who wish to push their rhetoric and their third world ideologies. Okay, let's rock and roll, USA. Let me see a USA. Somebody say USA, because I love when I see USA. That means you standing on business. You're not seeing black and white here. You're putting that emotion to the side. You're putting that emotion to the side. We're going to deep dive into all of this. Blacks and whites have a new agenda. Okay, Trump is training the new white mind. Trump on down. Okay, we're not playing around. Oh yes, we're not. Ooh, we got a good. Ooh, we're not playing. Yes. I see the USA. Slick Nick. I see the USA. Slick Nick. Yes.
Cocaine is a weapon. Fentanyl is a weapon.
Right.
We're losing more people a year to fentanyl poisonings than we lost during all of Vietnam.
Well, and that was the thing that pissed me off the most. Is like, we didn't declare war. It's like, well, obviously not explicitly.
We didn't declare war against these people. Aren't flying. They're not flying flags. If they were flying Venezuelan flags, this would be an act of war. And then Venezuela can declare war against us. And then we can see who wins, the American Navy or the Venezuelan Navy. Of course, Rand Paul doesn't want to address that because then that would blow his whole fake moral outrage out the window. Like, all the libertarians are crashing out over everything, Marty. It's pathetic what I've been watching. And the more I watch them crash out, and I hate to say this, I'm now going to like breathe fire for a couple minutes on this issue because it's really been bothering me. But the more I watch them crash out, especially over Venezuela, over the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Epstein files, all of this anti-Trump crap, every goddamn bit of it is making me believe that the whole thing was a big goddamn British psyop from the beginning in the first place.
The British.
Like, I can't not see it anymore.
The British. The British.
The British. Think about this, y'all. Americans, just let's put our thinking caps on this live stream right here real quick. Let's put our thinking caps on. Think about this. All of the colonies that's here in our country are colonies of the old Britain Guard, of the old British rule. Think about that. I didn't hear that from anybody. I literally have my thinking cap on. I didn't hear that from anybody on YouTube, or didn't hear that from any type of content. That's my content. I'm saying to myself, hold on. Britain had control of almost the whole world at one time. Okay. Britain is an extension of America somewhat, because a lot of the forefathers who came from Britain broke away from Britain. They teamed up with the blacks over here, and we're talking about the American blacks, and we literally went to war with Britain. That's what happened. We beat Britain. We stopped Britain in Maryland. Here, we stopped Britain in Maryland. Straight up and down. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. It was white and black generals busting ass over there in Washington, in Maryland. Let's be honest here. Britain still has control of damn Canada. Britain still has sovereignty rights to Canada. Let's move on.
Anymore. Like, Jay Dyer's been screaming about this stuff for years, and I used to like, no, come on, that's crazy. The Larouchians have been saying the same thing for years. That's crazy talk. Now I'm watching them in real time. I mean, I had to hang my head in shame today when I saw Ron Paul say the Hegseth killings need to stop. Now, do I believe that Ron Paul wrote that tweet? No, I believe that faggot Daniel McAdams wrote that tweet. But, you know, Ron, hey man, blink twice if you can't speak freely anymore. But that's where I am. I mean, I'm over this stuff. We're at war with everybody.
Everybody.
I don't know where you lost me in the middle of that.
We're at war with everybody.
Everybody.
We're at war with everybody.
Everybody.
When I mean everybody, I'll define everybody as the West. So Europe, City of London, the old, Venetian, Jewish, whatever you want to call it, big organized crime syndicate that's existed for the last, 2,000 years. Pick your poison as to how far back you want to go. Like, we're at war with all of those people. We want our independence as a country for the first time in our 250-year history. And, as far as I'm concerned, you just watch who's screaming, and that's who you know who the enemy is. So as far as I'm concerned, Rand Paul is now the enemy. He's made it abundantly clear he's the enemy of civilization. Like, I'm sorry, sometimes you're going to have to take your principles and understand how the non-aggression principle actually works, which is when people are aggressing you and they're bringing crap into your community that you do not want, that is killing your people, you have every goddamn right to blow them out of the water.
Woo!
Yeah, it seems pretty.
Americans, if people are invading a country, if people are invading another country, right, and they're invading this country through the seas, over the seas, they are bringing in boats and product and their people through the seas. Do you feel like if you were the commander-in-chief of that particular nation, would you feel like you have the right to blow that boat to smithereens after you've issued numerous warnings that there's a new sheriff in town and we will not be conducting business like this no longer. Do you have the right to do that? Do you have the right to? He said Biden did. Little Russian roulette said Biden did. Sky Trooper said Biden did what? I mean, come on, man. This is crazy, bro. Check it out. Check this out, y'all.
Pretty straightforward to me. It's like, hey,
non-state, state, flying a flag, not flying a flag, pick up somebody's ass or whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, it's dumb. And it's so pathetic to watch this happen. So what I found...
So we have put on, America has put sanctions on Venezuela. Or, we have put sanctions on many of these nations that are neighboring us, okay? And we are now, for the first time in a very, very, very long time, actually executing these sanctions that we put on these nations. Now, what these nations have been doing, when they are sailing when they send their ships to go into waters they know they're not supposed to be in, like over here, because like Russian boats are sanctioned, China is sanctioned, Venezuela is sanctioned. So if you're sending in these boats, the thing is, they have these boats switching their flags out. These boats are coming in, hoisting South American flags, hoisting flags of nations that we are in a green light with to some degree, or we're doing or they might not have any sanctions on them. So, but this has been going on for a very long time, for a good while, since Biden put the huge sanctions on Putin in Russia. Okay, they have been getting around that by sending these ghost ships. Okay, they have been getting around that. Okay, so what Trump is doing, we like, no, freak getting around that. We know that you are a Russian ship. We know that you are a Chinese ship. We know that you are a ship that's coming from Venezuela, or coming for Venezuela, from Venezuela, or for Venezuela. We know, no, we're blowing you out of the sky, and we're coming in. We will detain your cargo. We will detain your entire boat. Okay, that's what we are doing. And you have the left and all of their maniac followers pushing up against this. We will control our hemisphere. We are tired of you people coming into our nation, attempting to control our nation. America is not for all of you nations to be coming in and cash cowing on. It's not for your leaders in your nations. It's not for you, Britain. It's not.
First time ever I'm watching people on quote unquote our side of the ledger, meaning the conservatives or Trump or whatever you want to call it, the sovereigntist or nationalist people. Let's call them the inheritors of Uncle Joe McCarthy. Are finally fighting back and using media in a way that they always use against us. Like, I'm watching Trump not fair. Oh, you know how the Democrats don't fight fair, or the communists don't fight fair. They say a whole bunch of shit that's not true, like Ilhan Omar or any of these people. They say a whole bunch of shit that's not true. They propagate that falsehood through the media and everything else. Realize that now Trump opened up a different front. First, he went after, of course, City of London and Europe by going after all the NGOs, right? The globalists, that wing, whatever you want to call it. I used to call it Davos. Sometimes I call it the high table now. I just like to keep changing the words to fit the model of whatever's in your head, you the listener, because everybody has a different model of who the enemy is in their head, but it's all basically the same people, okay? You can add more or less, you can add more of a note of an air of liminess to it, or Jewishness to it, or old Roman empires. I don't care. Doesn't matter. These people are scum, and they think they run the world, and they traffic children, and they and run drugs and everything else, and they own and run the intelligence services. So Trump started an international war to end all the physical wars and the old geopolitical conflicts overseas, and that's him. That's him fighting all the roads lead to London aspect of things. Now, part of what I'm about to say also leads to London, but that road goes through Langley, and that's what Venezuela is about. So now he has set the military up against our intelligence services.
There you go.
As you would say, the rogue intelligence services. But the last time I said that in my presence of my wife, she's like, no. The rogue intelligence assets are the ones who are still patriotic and loyal to America. The default position within the intelligence services is that they're traitors. She's like, I'm like, yes, I stand.
There you go.
Trump is back, and I knew this. See, and if you're black and you're in the chat, hear this out real quick. You know, we have always wanted to go and stomp up and break up the damn intelligence community here in America. You know, Black America has been bogged down for generations, really largely due to the intelligence community here in America. Okay? The intelligence community is the one who puts out the propaganda and allow all of these media pundits and propagandists and and political political lobbyists put out all of this propaganda and false feed these people who don't actually know what's going on, and then have them get mad with a certain group and want to rival this group. And this is what's going on. And Trump is breaking all of this up from the grassroots. Okay, Trump is he has to go after the intelligence community. We are at war, people. We are literally in a civil war. This is what I've been trying to tell you, people. We are in a civil war. Okay, we are battling the damn CIA. We are battling the FBI. The FBI is battling the FBI. Okay, we are not. You got to understand what's going on. This is why Trump wanted fired many high-level federal employees. Okay, we are draining the swamp here. Okay, it's very imperative that you understand what's going on. What's going on? We are deep diving. We are getting to the bottom of who the hell we should be throwing our smoke to. Okay, we are not playing around. I was telling you in the live stream yesterday that Trump was going after the World Bank, and he's going to charge after Great Britain next in 2 weeks. Okay, he is not playing around. Okay, he is not playing around. Smack that like button there, people on the way in. Smack that like button on the way in. So check this out. So Britain, right? These people were caught on video undermining the USA and putting out their plan on what they plan to do with the USA. Because you got to understand, Trump, this is chess. Trump has cornered these people, all of America's enemies, to panic. They're going to have to come out and show their face now. They're going to have to come out and show their face. Britain is not a democracy. Let's go.
That Donald Trump sold out in his meetings with Zelensky and Netanyahu. While media and influencers on all sides of the political spectrum are screaming that Donald Trump sold out in his meetings with Zelensky and Netanyahu, the real enemy just admitted that Donald Trump has them on the ropes. just days after Donald Trump released his national security strategy in early December. British House of Lords convened a session in London to discuss how to stop Trump and his new strategy. And one of them was caught on record telling his peers to ignore the president because, as he said,
I was in Washington, D.C. last week with other members of the NATO Parliamentary Assembly, and when the national security strategy was discussed with our fellow elected members in the US, their message was clear that NSSs come and go. Sometimes they're implemented and sometimes they don't, but we should judge by what Congress passes. And the National Defence Appropriation Act last week delivered an extra £8 billion to European defence and put a floor of some 76,000 troops, US troops in Europe.
What? Translation of that?
What?
National security strategy.
Did y'all hear that?
National security
Hold on.
strategy is a
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let me replay what this guy just said, man. Listen to what's going on, y'all. It's not just black and white, and you know, it's not that. It's not just black and white. You have to see what's going on. These people are coming for what they think is theirs, and we are not. Listen, listen, man. Listen, Britain, we don't know nothing about you people, okay? My people was straight over here, but we are going to fight your ass like we fought you before. Like my ancestors stood with the white people that came over here and fought the British on up out of here, okay? Straight up and down. And that's literally what happened. That's what happened. I don't give a damn. That's what happened. Listen to these maggots. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do me a favor, smack that like button. Kara, what's up, Kara? Kara Brave said, "Be proud." We are proud. We are proud, Kara. Kara said, "Be proud." Same team, white and black. It's a movement now. Right now, if you don't understand, if you're having some feelings about that, too bad. Right now, it's wartime. We don't give a damn about your feelings right now. It's white and black. We standing together right now. That is what it is. It's wartime. It is what it is. Check this out.
Troops, U.S. troops in Europe.
The translation of that?
Hold on.
The national security strategy.
By what Congress passed with our fellow elected members of the Assembly. And when the national security strategy was discussed with our fellow elected members in the US, their message was clear that NSSs come and go. Sometimes they're implemented and sometimes they don't. But we should judge by what Congress passed. Was clear that Assembly. And when the national security strategy was discussed with our fellow elected members in the US, their message was clear that NSSs come and go. Sometimes they're implemented and sometimes they don't. But we should judge by what Congress passes. And the National Defence Appropriation Act last week delivered an extra £8 billion to European defence and put a floor of some 76,000 troops.
He said, and put a floor. Look at this. The man said, and put a floor in some 76,000 troops, U.S. troops in Europe. The man said some 76. He said put a floor on it, y'all. These people are jealous. Hey, white people. Hey, white Americans. These people are jealous of you. You came over here. You know what I mean? Yo, we done came and we done fostered a life together and coexisted together, and they are so jealous of you, white Americans. Damn. You should be, man, you white Americans, you should be feeling good about that. All of these damn haters hating on you. Hey, maybe you'll have a little bit of feeling of how black people feel, right? You know what I'm saying? We're used to this. Everybody hates black people, black Americans. They love the Africans. They love all of the melanated people outside of America. But when it comes to us, everybody loves to hate us. And now look, white America, you're starting to learn, white America. You thought probably that Europe was your friend, and just because you might have some ancestors over there and some grandparents and great-grands still over there right now, you thought that these people felt like they are with you or they are you. No, they don't feel like that. They want to go to war. They want to go to war. Look at these people plotting against us.
U.S. troops in Europe.
The translation of it? The national security strategy is a mortal threat to the British Empire, and we're going to activate all of our networks in the United States to try and stop it. They're saying this because they're terrified. But if you listen to the noise in Washington and in social media, you'd think Trump was the one losing control. Because in the last few days after the president met with Zelensky and Netanyahu, the political world has exploded. Now, if you listen to Mike Pompeo and the neocons, Trump sold out to Putin. If you listen to the anti-war crowd, he sold out to Zelensky. If you follow the MAGA wars or Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're being told he surrendered to Israel, or can we just do America? They're all...
What happened to our mental health? In recent years, more Americans than ever before have come forward to...
Wrong. What you just witnessed wasn't a sellout, it was a takeover.
Let's go.
It was the first live fire test of the very strategy the British are trying to kill.
Can somebody put takeover in the chat? Can somebody put takeover in the chat? America is here, baby. Let's go.
Trump hasn't surrendered. He signed the Do Not Resuscitate order for the British post-war world. And that's why they're not celebrating in London or Brussels tonight. They realize the special relationship, their ability to manipulate American power for their wars is over, as long as Donald Trump is calling the shots. I'm Susan Kokinda. I became politically active way back in 1968, campaigning for Robert F. Kennedy Sr. in California when he was assassinated. For decades, my colleagues at Promethean Action and I have been in the real fight. So take it from a political veteran. If enough of you understand what Trump is doing, we're going to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our independence in 2026 by finishing.
And that's what's going on. This is what's going on. We're breaking down. We have to get you to understand what's going on, what Trump is doing. This is a moment in history in which you will have to take a snapshot and remember this, okay? You are living the new transition of power, the new transition and expansion of the American empire, okay? We are not playing around. We will be as large in about 10 to 20 years. America will be as large as in mass as damn Europe as a whole, or the Middle East as a whole. We are going to tie up America, the whole Western Hemisphere, okay? The entire Western Hemisphere. Those Latin nations, okay, damn near are not going to even be Latin nations in the future, okay? It's just the way it's going to be, okay? They're going to get integrated, okay? There's going to be a lot of American policy that will be inflicted on the lower nations of America, i.e. Cuba, i.e. Venezuela, i.e. Colombia, Puerto Rico, okay? Yes, we're not playing around, okay? Let's rock and roll.
Finishing the job. So if that sounds like your kind of fight, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons.
I'm with her. Hey, can I copy her on that one? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you tap that notification bell, okay? Smack that like button there, people. Get me up there to 50 likes. Let's rock and roll. Let's go.
And our reach. Today, I'm going to look at how the new national security strategy is in action with Trump's meetings with Zelensky and Netanyahu. How the British are directly deployed to stop the national security strategy, and how Trump's economic revolution led by tariffs is the final blow to the British system. Now, if you're living in the world of binary choices, pro-Israel versus pro-Palestinian, free world versus Putin and the other autocrats, you're missing the tectonic shifts taking place.
Right.
So you have Mike Pompeo screaming that Trump sold out to Putin. You have a part of the MAGA movement declaring that Trump sold out to Netanyahu, and another part applauding it. And they're all wrong. The truth?
Very wrong. Y'all remember the fake dossier, the fake Russian dossier. Who remembers, the Russia gate, right? Who remembers that? And we just struck Russia. Okay, we just took 5 of their boats. Okay, who? All right. So what do you Russia people got to say? I mean, you got to understand, you have been under a spell of this PSYOP program that has been ran on you through these Democrats, also through the intelligence community that Trump is literally fighting with right now. That's why they attempted to take this man out of here. Okay, let's go.
Truth is in this document, the 2025 National Security Strategy. And this week, Trump used it to clear the board. So let's start with Russia and Ukraine. The British and the EU sent Zelensky to Mar-a-Lago with a mission: demand open-ended security guarantees, NATO membership, and keep the war machine running. They're operating off of Winston Churchill's post-war playbook that says Russia is our permanent enemy. But Trump is operating off his new national security strategy. And here's what it says. It is a core interest of the United States to negotiate an expeditious cessation of hostilities in Ukraine, to prevent unintended escalation or expansion of the war, and reestablish strategic stability with Russia. And then a little later, and to end the perception and prevent the reality of NATO as a perpetually expanding alliance. That is what is driving Trump's negotiating position with Zelensky. So how did the empire respond to Trump's refusal to bend? Immediately after the meeting, drones attacked President Putin's residence in Valdai. The Russians were furious, but they called it a slap in the face to Trump. Ask yourself, was this really just Zelensky going rogue, or was the British hand at work? We're not alone in pointing out that British intelligence plays a bigger role in guiding these drone systems than the Ukrainians do. As the conservative Treehouse blog put it in their coverage of the attack, I suspect the British did it. So this wasn't a military strike. It was a sabotage operation designed to blow up the Trump-Putin peace channel.
So, in a nutshell there, Britain is running off of the old Winston Churchill doctrine, okay, where it states that Russia will remain the largest nemesis that they have, and Russia must be basically destroyed, okay, and must fall under their rule, okay. Britain wants everybody under their rule, okay, and they have soft pockets of power in which they still have in place economically all over the world, okay, including America, okay. Trump is looking to take that on, and first you have to take on Britain before you can actually take on China and all of these other economic stronghold soft power machines that they have attached to America. Okay. We have to hit this, we have to take the head off of the snake. And Trump is going to Europe in 2 weeks to do just that. Okay. Let's go.
But Trump and Putin refused to take the bait. They aren't pawns anymore. Here's Trump's response.
President Putin told me about it. Early in the morning, he said he was attacked. It's no good. It's no good. Don't forget, the tomahawks. I stopped the tomahawks. I didn't want that. Because we're talking about, it's a delicate period of time. This is not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they're offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that. And can't do it. And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
And Putin's spokesman Ushakov reported that in that conversation with Trump, Vladimir Putin emphasized that the Russian side intends to continue close and productive work with its U.S. partners in searching for ways to achieve peace.
Now you have these people over here in Britain attempting to sabotage all of Trump's policies, because Trump's policies are actually America first policies. Okay. These administrations and organizations that are built up and propped up from these uh, British politicians, or and their economic global policy all around the world. They're handing out, using our funds, our tax funds, to place into these nonprofits bank accounts in order to destabilize America. Okay, they are filling up the bank accounts of agitators to destabilize and undermine the America First agenda. Okay, and Britain has a large part to do with this, a big part. Okay, let's check this out with Stephen Gardner. Let's check this out. Smack that like button there, people.
His new doctrine to strengthen America and end old systems that are holding the country back. His methods are countercultural and constantly under criticism from the left and even some from the right. But I believe that America is wealthier and freer than it has been in a long time, and that President Trump, more than any president in my lifetime, wants to see the American people prosper, to help.
You know, you've had your litany of enemies, the Soviet Union, Russia, China, North Korea, and so on. But I think what President Trump just did in Venezuela is he struck at a very important capability of the global elite, which is non-state actors. That is, I think his operation in Venezuela was more against the global drug trafficking, the international banks that finance it, and what I would call the imperial overlords over all of this in the City of London, in Wall Street, what we often at Promethean Action talk about is the modern day British Empire, which I'm sure many of your viewers simply think of as globalization. I call that the generic name, the brand name is the British Empire. That's what he struck at. And I think it's not coincidental that the Canadians are completely freaking out. The Toronto Globe and Mail the other day had an editorial saying, "Are we next?"
Yes.
Because Canada is the British Empire's outpost.
That's right. We got to get, hey, she just hit it right on the nail. Canada is the British outpost. Okay? Canada is the British outpost. Okay? We must take control of Canada. Okay? We must take control of Canada. What the hell nerve of these people all the way on the other side of the globe claiming rights over here to North America? They are out of their mind. We are up. We are up as Americans, black and white. They are out of their minds, bro. Let's go.
America, and is a notorious center for drug money laundering. So that's what Trump is hitting at, this, more of this octopus as opposed to a particular country. Now, the octopus does have its tentacles very tightly in countries, places like the City of London or Brussels or the United States under pretty much every president until Donald Trump. But it's more important to look at the octopus.
Okay. I mean, England and Brussels, which controls the EU, they have way more power than I think most Americans understand. And, the phrase "follow the money," when you follow the money back, it almost always goes back to London. Even in movies, oh, I'm dating this guy, he's a high-end banker in London or whatever. So London is known for the banking and trying to control the world. So with this Venezuela operation, do you think that was taking a hit at the globalist banking systems that are allowing drug cartels and drug lords to hide and keep their money moving? Do you think that this was the American empire versus the British Empire as far as control over the banking system? What help me understand that a little bit better.
Well, I think if you look at, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. If you look at what was set up in the 1960s, starting in basically the Caribbean, with all of the British offshore islands, the Cayman Islands and so on, they set up deliberately a completely secret operation in the form of these offshore banking operations. They're secret. They run criminal drug money. They were set up by, in collaboration with the British government. And that has been how the global narco-terrorist operations, which I simply call the irregular warfare arm of the empire, have been able to flourish. And people.
It's just the bottom line. Britain, you have some answering to do, Britain. Britain allegedly has been running the whole drug trade over here in the Western Hemisphere. Okay, Britain, these nations that are all around America are nothing more than tentacles that are attached to the octopus. Okay, this is amazing, and Donald Trump is literally cutting off the tentacles from the octopus. Not just doing that, he's going directly to the octopus in 2 weeks to make sure that America stays first. We're not playing around. We are not playing around. This is unbelievable what we are, what we are hearing, right? And that does make a lot of sense. Britain sticking her damn nose in all our territories all around us. Damn it. I mean, if they want a war, a 2.0 war, hey man, you dealing with the ancestors over here, bro. You dealing with the ancestors over here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rashawn Jennings. What's up? Oh, Rashawn, what's up, Rashawn? Understand what Rashawn, I don't know. Rashawn, you can smack that link. Rashawn, you can tap that link. Rashawn said, understanding what he's trying to do. I just think that he needs to tighten up the United States first before this, if it's America's first. Okay, this is okay. So we have a veteran Army combat serviceman in the chat, big time. Okay, and I salute your comment and your thoughts, and thank you so kindly for that. Okay, check this out real quick.
I think happened in that situation. Let the investigation play out and hold people accountable based on that investigation. Since that time, we've seen a lot more evidence come out, including cell phone video from the officer who shot Renee Good. What is your assessment now?
Look, when I did that interview, I went straight from an airplane tarmac to that interview. So when someone shows me I have one video, cherry pick video, and asks me to comment, I just think it's inappropriate for me to do so. But look, since then I've looked at a bunch of videos, and I truly believe that officer thought his life was in danger to take that action. Now, look, we won't let the investigation play out. There's a lot of things that we all don't know. There's probably a lot of video we haven't seen, but the FBI has, even ring video. What's the statement from the officer? What's the statement from the witnesses? What's ballistics? Ballistics, I'm sure they're looking at ballistics and the forensics. There's a lot of information needs to come out, so I'm still going to say, let's stop the hateful rhetoric. You can't compare this to murder. Murder requires malice, and that is just dangerous to put that type of language out. Let the investigation play out and see where it lies.
The DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem, concluded pretty quickly that this was a domestic terrorism incident. She said that while the scene was still being processed, and said the dead woman was part of a left-wing disruption scheme. With those statements, why should federal authorities be the ones investigating it? It almost sounds like there's nothing left to investigate.
Look, it's a federal crime to impede and interfere with an ICE officer. And I think it's a coordinated attack. We can see what's happening throughout the country. I think it's a funded, organized attack against ICE officers. And what really irritates me is the left wants to play this game that ICE, they're not law enforcement officers. They are federal law enforcement officers. Impeding them and interfering them is a crime. No one will be arguing if we're arresting people that interfere with DEA before, arresting a drug dealer or a U.S. Marshal in attempts to arrest a fugitive. If someone stood in your way, that's a crime. You'll be arrested.
That's right.
But it seems like
if you stand with America, let me see some ice in the chat. If you stand with ICE, let me see some ice in the chat. If you stand with America, let me see some ice in the chat. Don't play around with it. These people are coming over here with ill intentions, okay? We are strategically uprooting the many enemies in their systems in which they are attempting to bring down us beautiful Americans and our children's and all of their assets. We cannot allow that. Okay. We are doing some great work. It is very uh, great to see as far as the speed in which we are asking for and have been calling for from this current super administration. Shout out. I see the ice. I see the ice. Rebecca, I see you, Rebecca. I see the ice. These are the Americans. They're not playing around. Okay, we not playing around. Don't let them play around with you in the chat, Ice. Don't let them play around with you in the chat, Americans. We not playing around. Howard, Howard, I see you. I see the hearts too. I see the arts too. Howard, I see you. We not playing around. Mr. Truth, what's up, Mr. Truth? I see you. You're not playing around with them. I know you not. All of the great strong Americans in the chat. We not playing around with these people. Time for life. I see you. Time for life. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on, Cheryl? Cheryl, don't play around with them. Mom Andrew, don't play around with them. Don't play around with these damn people. Let's go. Let's ride on them. We riding on them. Let's go.
Seems like they want to, they normalize. The media is normalizing interference with ICE. It is a crime to impede ICE officers. Bill Malusian just put out a list of 18 of the worst of the worst in Minneapolis. Many of them child sex crimes, child rape, child sodomy. These are the people we're looking for. For anybody to interfere in that is unconscionable. We need to enforce the law and arrest these bad guys. We've already arrested over 1,000 people in that state, and we're going to continue to do exactly what Congress has allowed us to do and what the law allows us to do.
Back to the investigation. The state authorities.
That's it. That's it. This is crazy. This is crazy. That's right. That's right, Cheryl. USA is back, and they are all mad. Okay, they are all pissed off right now. And ask us if we care. Ask Americans if we care. We don't care. We want our territory back. We want the strongholds of these foreign organizations out of America. We want them, their hands and their paw prints off of America. Okay? We are tired of this. We're going to destabilize their soft power that they have placed and embedded here in America with their financial systems and financial banking systems here in America, keeping the real Americans down. We're not playing around with you damn people. They over here playing around with our damn money like like they a bank. Just using our money, just you just invest in our money, just give me that. Give me those billions right there so I can invest that. We are not with this no more. We are Americans. We are not a third world, fourth world thinking nation. We are the most intelligent, most starch, most remarkable people on the planet, the most innovative people on the planet. Here in America is what you are seeing when it comes to innovation. Okay, we are the best. Okay, our military is the best. Okay, we have the best military. People be talking, oh, America this, America that. Our military is showing and proving we're not playing around. We just humiliated the Chinese. Okay, because the Chinese had their high elite delegation, okay? High elite delegation there in Venezuela, okay? High elite delegation in Venezuela 3 hours before we snatched your boy Maduro, okay? 3 hours before we snatched him, okay? And that's a fact, okay? And it is what it is, okay? And Russia, you're supposed to be, defending their air defense. We just busted up all of that so-called propaganda that they had, like they are, like they were really challenging the USA. But shout out to the white Americans. Shout out to the black Americans. I told you it's white and blacks on your ass right now. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. I told. But if you've been following this live stream, you know I've been saying this. You know I'm one of the rare ones that have been saying this. Whites and blacks are going to come together by default, and they're going to kick your ass. Watch this. Look at this. Look at the black. Look. Watch this.
And our message is getting with Fishback going on platforms like this is helping us tremendously.
Shout out to you.
Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery. Not a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
Why you laugh like that, Tucker? Tucker, why you did that? Tucker, why you laugh like that? Tucker, no. That was genuine. Look at his cheeks. It turned red. That was genuine. He was not expecting that. Okay? Tucker, why did you laugh like that? I bet you Tucker be listening to the FBA, because I'm telling you, the way Trump be talking, and they sound like they be listening to the FBA's talk. They sound like they listening to the Foundational Black Americans. We are going nuts. And they like, you know what? We're going to turn up right with you, Black Americans. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Trump on it. We got Tucker Carlson on it. Tucker Carlson laughing, bro. Look at these people. Look. They're talking about the Foundational Black Americans. Look, the Tethers are mad because we have to team up. America, we have to team up. And dear Black Americans, there's only 43 million of you. You have 180 million migrants here, and they're all anti-Black, and they are all anti-white. And so what that tell you? White Americans, you're intelligent. Black Americans, you're intelligent. Do the math. We're going to, by default, I don't give a damn. This is divine. We are coming together, white and black. There is no wavering on these issues right here. And there are many issues. And I can't believe white and black are spot on the same code right now. It's like divine. Smack that like button. Smack that like button. Let's go.
I like those foundational guys. They're so good. American Society here in Florida who reminded me.
Fishback going on platforms like this.
Hey, yo.
It's helping us.
Shout out to OGT.
It's actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery. Not a single descendant of American slaves in his family. I like those foundational guys. They're so good. Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like,
You mad. Look, the Tether, the glorious content, he mad in the chat. The glorious content, you mad in the chat. Don't get mad at us. We blacks, we just be sitting back chilling. Don't get mad at us because those elite large platforms are, shouting out the Black Foundational Black Americans. Why are you mad at us? We sitting back. We didn't do nothing. They're talking about us. Why are you mad at us? White and blacks teaming up and you mad because we about to collapse on that ass. You pissed off about that. Shout out to America. If you rolling with Trump, let me see some T's in the chat. Light it up on these people. They light it up on these Tethers. They mad. They light it up. Let's go. They pissed.
They've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants try to claim victimhood of slavery, not a single descendant of American slaves in his family. American Society here in Florida who reminded me, it's actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery. Not a single descendant of American slaves in his family. I like those foundational guys. They're so good. Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like, they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives I'll listen to you. Like you've got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
The YT man is breaking the tether's heart right now by saying this, because he's telling them their biggest fear is being confirmed, which is, I do not see you, Mr. Tether, the same way I see Mr. Black American. He is from here. What he has to say about this place holds a little more credence than what.
Pay over $2,000 to create.
Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at us. Don't get mad at us. And the blacks is on it. The blacks is on it. You know what I mean? The blacks is on it. Well, we chilling. We chilling. We you know what I mean? We wake up like this. Tucker Carlson? We be chill. Okay. Let's ride, because we already knew we was going. All right, y'all giving us the message to let's ride. Okay, because this is the messaging. This is political messaging. Tucker Carlson not just going to be doing this. This is telling all of the real blacks that understand this is your country. You better wake your tail up. Let's get up and ride. Let's ride. Let me see somebody put ride in the chat. It's time to ride. Let's go.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and
and that breaks your heart.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans. That's for sure. 100%. Definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this. Right. That's a fair perspective, right? I think. And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery. I totally agree. And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real, right? But for against slavery. We're against it. Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere. Yeah, against it. And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money.
As you can see, Tucker Carlson has been paying attention. We've been telling you for the longest, hey, people are paying attention. A lot of these views we get 25, 30,000 views. You don't know who's watching.
That's right. He right. You don't know who's watching. They're watching. They tapping in. This is how they tap in and get their pulse, get the metrics and tap the pulse and see what's going on in the black community. Is very important. You just heard them. We are unequivocally foundational to this land. This is our soil. They are telling you that. Tethers, all of you non-Americans. Yes, Tucker Carlson just told you, this is black American land. You have all overstayed your welcome, and now we would like you to exit stage left. We are tired now. We are tired. We want our country back, and that's just that. You can't come up into somebody's house and then, and yet let's say he gave you a contract to be in the house for 2 months, and then after a week, he just changed his mind. He don't want it. No, he wants you to leave. You have to leave his property. He don't want you here no more. Okay? And that's just the way we're feeling right now. That's just the way we're feeling right now. It's whites and blacks right now. They mad right now. Don't be mad at us.
No.
Don't be mad at us. Don't be mad at us.
Immigrants into the country. And that's what Dr. Price is talking about. And nobody, no black politician, no black organization wants to deal with that issue. They will avoid it at all costs. Even though in their hearts they know that's one of the biggest problems for black folks. We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians. You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're going to get kicked out of being number 2. You're going to go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a 3rd grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2,
that's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, doggone it. If we didn't get anything at number 2, what makes you think we're gonna get anything at number 3? You know what I'm saying? Or number 4 or 5, right? Blacks, we have to stay alive. We have to stay alive, baby. We can't let these people invade. We can't allow this, dear people. Okay, you must understand that. Smack that like button if you're understanding what's going on. Smack that like button if you understand what is going on. This is a mockery. All right? And we are being invaded, and these people have been mocking America, mocking us. They have been mocking us, laughing in our face. Like we won't bring that pain. We're gonna bring that pain. Blacks is waking up. I'm so proud of my blacks waking up, you know what I mean, to the shenanigans, talking about Trump this, Trump that. I'm so proud. Let's go.
What you think, they automatically racist. I'm looking at my feed. We've really been tricked to believe that if somebody a different color from you and they don't agree with what you think, they automatically racist. I'm looking at my feeds every day. 90% of them are white people telling me they agree with me, they ride with me, they calling me their brother. And this on every single post. Do you know who's going against me? Just because I think differently than him. My own people. The ones that's my color. I got people jumping in the comments out the blue, don't want to argue what I'm talking about, just want to call me a coon, you going against your people, and I hope the police kill you, and all that other shit. Like, whoa, get real, bro. You know, it took me till I was 30-something years old to actually just look around at my life and be like, you know, a white person never called me nigga. I live in Louisiana. It has never happened. I mean, ever. And if it did, it was the white boy that grew up in the neighborhood that was around us all the time, and he got tired of me picking on him or something. I probably didn't even hear it. I'm just being honest with you. I lived in Louisiana my entire life. I have never been called nigger by a white person. I have never been disrespected by a white person. As a matter of fact, I'll give you one. This is not your fight. Hey, to my foundational black people, stay out of it. Mind your business. Don't you go out there helping nobody. Don't join nobody because this is not your fight. These people are thieves, disrespectful. They hate black American people, and so do the Democrats. They hate black American people. Because if we have our own businesses and our own schools, what they did, they burned them all up, blew them up. If they looking for one guy that's trying to unite black people together, what do? They'll blow a whole city up just to get him. This is not your fight. These people are the same color as you, and they're allowed to beat up police officers, National Guards, and ICE agents, and they're allowed to rob trillions of fucking dollars with no penalty. And now that it's time for them to get the hell up out of here, you mean to tell me you want to help that?
Mm-hmm.
Mind your business. This is not your fight.
Mind your business. Mind your business. We are staying out of that. We actually call us that. We are staying out of that, okay? We are not playing. This lady is attempting to cause riots and incite riots. This lady, Ilhan Omar, okay? She's attempting to literally incite violence, okay? She wants the immigrant community to raise up And we have a trick for that though, but listen to this. Now I want to read that first. He said, Eric Dorthy said, what the F? Ilhan Omar is inciting violence and death threats against ICE now in Minneapolis. We will make sure these people pay for what they have done to us. Deport this evil woman to Somalia now. Expel her Congress immediately. Now, let me know what you think. Is he right about this? Is he accurate about this?
We are going to show all of them the door out. And we are going to show.
She's gonna show Americans the door out. She's showing Americans the door out, y'all. So they kicking us out now.
We are going to show all of them the door out. And we are going to make sure that these people pay for what they have done to us. I am going to leave you with this. I love this community. This community raised me as an immigrant. This community also sent me to Washington, D.C. as a refugee to represent you. I carry that proudly.
Do y'all see
I am not somebody people describe.
Do you see all of those people? You telling me all of those people are Americans? Or illegal aliens? If somebody put illegal in the chat.
The challenges you all are experiencing. I'm someone who has lived it. And what I'll tell you is this. What we are going through today is going to create a different kind of community for us.
I see the illegal.
We are going to forge a different path forward. We are going to use every single lesson we are learning today to make sure no community gets terrorized like we are being terrorized by Trump and his cronies ever again.
Wow. This war, people.
We are committed to this resistance. We are committed in building a community. We are committed in confronting our nation as a country of immigrants and making sure that dream stays alive. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. We all love you. Everybody said people are not going to be out in the streets in Minnesota because it is too cold. Yes, it is too cold, but our hearts are warm enough to keep us in these streets to resist for our neighbors. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. Americans, do you see that? Who is ready to smack something right now? Somebody put smack in the chat. If you just feel like you just ready to smack something, okay? Somebody put smack in the chat, all right? Somebody put hard hat in the chat. If you're ready to put your hard hat on, okay? Where are my Americans at, okay? We are not playing around. It's time to conjure up that war spirit that you have and that your ancestor left you in that gene of yours. We're not playing around. Okay, we're not playing around. Smack that like button. They're trying to play around with us. They're trying to play around with you, Americans. Americans? These people, they are invading us. He said, Rich Knight said, smack. What a big smack freak is they talking about? Heck is they talking about? Heck out our damn faces. Look at these damn people. Look at these people, Tom, look at these people, Tom for life. Rebecca White. I see you, Rebecca White. Rebecca, look at these people.
How to protect one another. This is an all hands on deck process, and in Minnesota, we know how to protect one another, and I have been incredibly proud the way our neighbors have shown up
for one another. It's been beautiful to see, and that kind of resistance is why
this is getting kicked out of the ICE facility. She attempted to go to the ICE facility and invade the ICE facility, y'all. Okay? And this is being interviewed right after her getting kicked out. This is looking embarrassed. Let's go.
ICE agents seem so angry and agitated because they have never experienced the kind of love that we experience here in Minnesota. And we know that they are going to disappear one day, but we will be here caring for one another and carrying out policy with love here in Minnesota.
Wow. This is crazy. This is what we're dealing with, people. This is what we are dealing with. These people, oh man. These people got, oh man. But you know what? I know my people up at the top in that putting them political seats on the state level and on the federal level. I know that MAGA is doing what they have to do. I know they're doing their work to get this lady out of it. She got to freak, yo, bro. Oh, we already got one of them out of here. Remember, we kicked one of them back out of it. We sent her ass to Africa. Remember? I forget her name. We sent her ass to Africa. She was yelling on the Congress floor. You remember how she was yelling? You people are racist. You remember? I'm like, yo, who is this? Yo, they shipped her ass out, found the fraud. She was doing all of the fraud and shipped her ass right back to Africa. This is what's going to happen to Ilhan. We're getting her out of body. I'm telling you. That's what's going to happen. Look at these people. Look at these people chasing the feds. Look at them backing up the feds. Feds running. Feds running. Look at this. Look at this. They pushing them. Look. Look, they pushing them. Look. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, man. This is what we got to deal with, man. This is what we got to deal with, y'all. This is what we got to deal with. Look at these idiots. Look at these Look at these invaders. Look at these invaders. Animals. Rebecca White said animals. Look at these animals, Rebecca. Jamel, look at these animals, Jamel said we need to come to mind our business to start sticking together. We got to start sticking together, Jamel. Look at these are invaders. These are invaders. Look at this. Look at this. You know they're being funded. You know they're being funded. You know, this is the work of Britain. This is the work of Britain. Britain sending all of their damn minion colonies and all of their damn babies that they have made over to our damn borders to invade our borders and collapse our political American political system here. Okay? That is Britain. These people and their damn nasty colonies sending their damn children over here from way back in the days and want to send their damn DNA over here. Want to send their damn sperm cells on up over here. We're gonna have to abort these people. These sperm cells are gonna have to be aborted. Okay, we're tired of this. We're tired of this all the way. It's madness. It's madness. Look at this dude crashing
I want
out
to
for the
speak for just a
Somalians.
moment specifically
For
to
the
my
Hispanics.
Latino community.
For the Latino community.
I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my Latino community.
This is a chief of police.
I want to speak for just a moment specifically to my Latino community. It saddens me that we even have to qualify these remarks.
Invaders.
Because I understand, or at least have attempted to understand through your voices, your concern, your fear, your anger.
This dude just hicked up when he cried.
This information qualify these remarks. Because I understand, or at least have attempted to understand through your voices, your concern, your fear, your anger. This information in no way is meant to disparage or to condone or support or agree with any of the actions that occurred yesterday. But it is important that we stay committed to the rule of law, that we stay committed to the facts, that we stay a trustworthy and legitimate police department for all of Portlanders.
Wow. What in the freaking blue moon? What is going on? Let's see what the Americans got to say about that. Yo, Eric Doherty said this guy is one of the most pathetic people in America. Damn. Damn. Democrats have chosen illegals, criminals, and terrorists over U.S. citizens. Damn. These people are nuts, man. These people are nuts.
Back up.
What the fuck are you doing here?
He looking at these dudes like, yo, these are animals. Like, what am I in the zoo? Dude looking around like, yo, what am I in the freaking zoo? Wow. Wow. Look at this, yo. This is crazy. And this is what we're gonna have to put up with, but we're gonna bust their ass. We are going to bust their ass, man. This is crazy. Okay? I have never seen anything like this. But this is the mark of Britain attempting to destabilize us, and they want their lick back. Britain wants his lick back. Okay? Britain wants his get back. But that ain't happen. We're gonna kick that ass, Britain, like we already did before. We're gonna kick that ass. Okay? They are tight. They are mad. Can you believe what is going on? Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Crazy, right? Freaking damn non-Americans, man. We getting these people out of here. Just make you want to be sick sometimes. You know, it's just crazy, man. crazy, man. Rebecca said, I'm out for the night. Follow fellow patriots. Stay alert. Stay safe and stay American. God bless y'all. Good night from Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. Thank you so kindly, Rebecca. I know GS. I know GS. It's crazy. Time for life. I think this funny. It's it's crazy, man. These people are nuts, Tom. These people are nuts. For real, man. We're taking our country back, and I feel very, very good about that. We don't care what they're talking about right now. We don't care what they're talking about right now. We want the whole Western Hemisphere. We don't care what they're talking about right now.
People of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful Western Hemisphere. I think a lot of Americans wonder, why does Greenland matter so much? Why does the mission of this base matter so much to the American people? And I learned a lot about that today myself. Of course, you can read about it in a book, but I saw it up close and personal. And if God forbid, to my fellow Americans, if a missile was fired from an enemy country or an enemy submarine into the United States, it is the people here before us who would give notice to our brave men and women further south in the United States to let people know what was coming and, God willing, to try to shoot it down and prepare for it. That's one of the things that we do at installations like this. We know that Russia and China and other nations are taking an extraordinary interest in Arctic passageways and Arctic naval routes, and indeed in the minerals of the Arctic territories. We need to ensure that America is leading in the Arctic, because we know that if America doesn't, other nations will fill the gap where we fall behind. So what you guys do is so critically important. I think a lot of Americans, certainly I, didn't realize it fully until President Trump started talking about the importance of our Arctic mission, about building upon it, and ensuring that America can lead in the Arctic for the next generation. And now I want to talk about, of course, the interaction and what Denmark, I think, has done, and sometimes in partnership with us, but let's be honest, what Denmark over the last 20 years has failed to do in some cases.
We're going to war with Europe.
Unfortunately, this place,
we're going to war with Europe.
The surrounding area is.
We're going to war with Europe. They're going to have to capitulate. We're going to have some deal, some type of negotiation. But like Trump said, man, we're going into Greenland whether they like it or not. That's Trump words, quote unquote. Okay, we're going into Greenland whether they like it or not. Okay, we need that. West Side, let me see some dubs, if you know what I'm talking about, with the Monroe Doctrine. Okay, we need that. Let me see some likes, like that. Get me the 40 likes. Smack that like button. We're not playing around over here. Okay, we need that. You hear the vice president clearly rolling out the agenda for the generation now and the generations to come. We need that. All right, we're fighting for that. Okay, smack that like button. You already know what it is. Yo, Austin, what's up, Austin? Austin says, sure. What's up, Austin? Austin Margot, what's up, Austin? Jamel C. Million, what's up, Mel? The youth need to see this. Austin said the youth needs to see this. Yes, thank you so much, Jamel. That's exactly why I am on YouTube. I need to hopefully, reach the people that are being manipulated by the leftist maniac Democrats, okay? And all of their minion puppeteers, okay? I need to get to the youth so they can understand what is going on. So that's why I do put in my time to get a great message across to our youth. If they come, hopefully when they come across these videos, in these lives when I go off the live. But thank you so much for that, Jamel. That's a fact. This is a war going on. Johnny, what's up, Johnny boy? Johnny boy said, we are not going to war. Well, Denmark is not feeling like giving up their territory. Okay. We need Greenland. Britain has a problem with us taking Canada, and Britain uses Canada as an outpost for America, just in case if anything was to blow up in the future. We need Canada. We need Canada. If you want America first, you need to get rid of all of these European strongholds on America. You fought the war. Our ancestors fought the war, okay, to free the YT people from Europe. Now, Trump and the whites and blacks are going to finish the job. We're going to uproot their financial systems. And you know, they're not privy to just allowing countries to uproot their financial systems and their soft power. They are willing to go to war for that. That's why they are sending their colonies, babies, up into our country to destabilize our country right now. It's not just one country coming in. It's not just Venezuela coming into America. It's all of the damn colonies of Britain flooding America. Okay? And all and their power and their attachments to the Middle East also. Okay? These people are nuts. They've been nuts. You know, they've been had that type of mindset, ferocious, nasty, don't care. We don't give a damn, and we don't give a damn. And what I'm glad is, see, the whites over here know about those Brits. They understand. They came from, a lot of them came from that land. They know. So I'm glad that you have whites now in power that is going to stand up and fight the hell back and understand what they got to do. And they're doing it right because they're calling on the blacks, the real blacks, because this is our nation. Tucker broke it down for you. This is unequivocally our nation. Unequivocally. That's their words, quote unquote. Okay? We are not playing around. Shout out to the whites in America. Shout out to the blacks. Shout out to my blacks. We're not playing. Jamel said, and my parent and my brothers and sisters, stop saying you got land, because if Trump is if Trump talking countries, we don't got nothing. Wake up. Let's Texas our youth better. Trump, listen. What we do know is we're foundational Black Americans, and we don't have to worry about going anywhere. We that's just something that just don't come in our minds. It's just something we just not going to worry about. You know, we are going to bust their tail of these invaders who are attempting to come in and cause all of this disturbance all over America. That's our plan. We are not playing, and I'm so glad. And me, I'm getting in the mix in this war. You're in the mix by commenting. We are letting our Americans know who don't know what's going on. We're putting them on to what's actually happening right now. And that's what's up. USA. USA. I see the USA. I see the USA. Taken. I see you, Jamel. Jamel said taken. Point taken. Absolutely. Thank you, Jamel. Thanks for ignoring article opposition. That's Drew Blank. Drew Blank Music. What's up, Drew Blank Music? What's going on, bro? Know what I'm saying? We're not playing over here. Check this out.
is less secure than it was 30, 40 years ago because some of our allies haven't kept up. As China and Russia have taken greater and greater interest in Greenland and this space, in the activities of the brave Americans right here, we know that too often our allies in Europe have not kept pace. They haven't kept pace with military spending, and Denmark has not kept pace in devoting the resources necessary to keep this base, to keep our troops, and in my view, to keep the people of Greenland safe from a lot of...
Yo, we're not playing around. The vice president is over there in Greenland putting it down right now. We're not playing around, bro. It's war time. It's war time. We need that. We don't care. Right now, we are not caring, bro. It's wartime. You don't get it. You don't get it. If you are thinking Trump is doing anything right now that is going up against American values, you are truly sadly mistaken, and you really need to rethink this. Okay? Trump is doing exactly what the people wants. We want that. We want full protection of America and generations to come. We don't need him to just be in air for 4 years and then the next 4 years, all of what he has done will be uprooted from these maniac Democrats. We will be in a if Trump did not take power, we would have been in a hot war already here in America. It would have been going down because we would not have been going with the policies that Kamala Harris would have wanted to bestow on us beautiful Americans here. We would have not have been with that. Okay, we would have came out in the streets swinging like these. We'd have been looking like these damn people like maniacs. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, because we would not have been. We fighting for our country. We don't give a damn. Okay.
Of very aggressive incursions from Russia, from China, and from other nations. Now, President Trump, as he says all the time, and as a lot of people recognize, is a president of peace. We want to have good relationships with everybody. That includes even, to the extent possible, the Chinese and the Russians. But part of having good relations is showing your strength when you have to. And unfortunately, the story of Greenland over the past 20 years when it comes to security is that we've underinvested in the infrastructure, we've underinvested in the security architecture, and we've underinvested in the brave men and women who are doing a very hard job, as Mike said, to keep all of us safe. That has to change. Now, when I pointed out a couple of weeks ago that in some ways, with all due respect to our Danish allies, they had not kept pace, there was a lot of criticism from Denmark, a lot of attacks at the Trump administration, at the president, at me, at others in our administration for saying the obvious, which is that Denmark hasn't done a good job at keeping Greenland safe. And one of the things I heard was, well, what about the many Danes who lost their lives in the war on terror fighting alongside the United States? Well, look, we obviously honor the sacrifice of our Danish friends in the war on terror 20 years ago, just as, for example, the French honor the sacrifice of Americans in Normandy 80 years ago. But recognizing that there are important security partnerships.
We don't care about the damn Danes. Right, VP Vance. We don't care about the Danes. The Danes, I heard they were super racist anyway. We don't care. We don't care about what they talking about anyway. We want our land. Okay, we are taking Greenland. Okay, like President Trump said, like a New Yorker would. He said, we are taking Greenland, and we don't care who got what think about it. We don't care. Okay. He said, we're taking Greenland, whether you like it or not. All right. That's what a New Yorker would say. Okay. That's just what it is. DMX. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no. That's how Rough Riders roll. That's how us Americans roll, baby. They mad about that. They mad about that. It is what it is. It is what it is.
In the past does not mean that we can't have disagreements with allies in the present about how to preserve our shared security for the future. And that's what this is about. There's no amount of bullying, no amount of obfuscating, no amount of confusing the issue. Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture
of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. And because it hasn't changed, this is why President Trump's policy in Greenland is what it is. It's consistent with the first Trump administration, where you saw significant investments in Arctic security, and it will continue over the next 4 years under President Trump's leadership. And let me finally, before I kick it over to the media, make one comment about the people of Greenland. The colonel here, the base commander, who came here first as a second lieutenant, and I guess, Colonel, this is your second duty station here, and we're proud of you and proud of all of you guys who are serving and helping keep us safe. I heard a lot about the respect that our American troops show for the local Greenlandic population, the way that we make and create shelter for hunters and dog sledders, the way that we found ways to turn over traditional tribal land to some of the local populations in order to ensure that they're able to live in accordance with their values. We respect, as the president said in his State of the Union address, we respect the self-determination of Greenlanders. We believe in the self-determination of the population of the people of Greenland. And our argument is very simple. It is not with the people of Greenland, who I think are incredible and have an incredible opportunity here. Our argument really is with the leadership of Denmark, which is underinvested in Greenland and underinvested in security architecture. That simply must change.
It's going to change. When you got the vice president of the United States coming into your nation, telling you it got to change, and he has the troops, his troops standing behind him, okay? We're telling you what's about to happen, okay? I know how America rolls, baby. We're not playing around over here, okay? We're not playing around at all. If you think we're playing, you got another thing coming, all right? All right? You are super, super mad. The Tethers are mad. You non-Americans are screw facing. Y'all are pissed, and I feel so good about that, because you should be going home. I don't understand this. Why are you sitting around, trying to fight us? I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. You're sitting around trying to fight us, coming into our chats, attempting to disrespect true Americans. That doesn't make sense. Who does that? Only a third world thinker and agitator sent by Britain. This king won the battle. This king over there won the battle. The so-called king over there want to do battle with us, America. Sending in all their people, okay? We're going to have to take up all of their lands. We're going to have to take their lands, okay? We're going to have to take the tentacles of the octopus from Great Britain. We're going to take their damn lands that's over here, because this is our land, okay? These people have been destabilizing our nation, allowing these dictators to be in office, funding these dictators all over Cuba, all over Colombia, all over damn Venezuela, Puerto Rico. But we got Puerto Rico now. We got Puerto Rico, so not Puerto Rico as much, right? We got Puerto Rico, but we can't play around with none of these damn nations, none of them. Forget that. You know what I'm saying?
Trump has issued a stark warning to Cuba, saying Havana will no longer receive oil or financial support unless it strikes a deal with the United States before it's too late. On social media platform Truth Social, President Trump declared that there will be zero oil or money going to Cuba, a direct reference to Havana's decades-long reliance on support from Venezuela. Trump wrote that Cuba lived for many years on large amounts of oil and money from Venezuela, and that in return it provided what he described as security services for Caracas. He added that this arrangement has now ended and urged Cuban authorities to reach an agreement with the United States before it is too late. The warning arrives in the wake of an unprecedented U.S. military operation in Venezuela, in which Americans captured President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. That operation has reshaped regional dynamics and significantly squeezed Cuba's economic lifeline. Cuba's economy has been heavily dependent on subsidized Venezuelan oil for years, especially as part of bilateral agreements dating back to the era of Hugo Chavez. With that support now effectively cut off, analysts warn Havana could face intensified economic strain. In addition to the oil and financial ultimatum, President Trump also reshared a social media post joking that U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio could one day be president of Cuba, adding, "Sounds good to me." While that comment is widely seen as rhetorical posturing rather than official policy, it underscores growing U.S. pressure on the island. Cuban officials have condemned U.S. statements, denouncing them as interference and a threat to their sovereignty. Havana's leadership portrays the situation as part of a broader campaign aimed at destabilizing the Cuban government.
You damn Skippy. You damn Skippy. It's a broader campaign to destabilize the damn Cuban government. You damn Skippy. We're not playing around with you damn people. You people are not playing around with us. Okay? You're letting Britain control you. No. We're tired of that. We want America back. We're doing the whole America first thing. That means we will have to go to war. We will have to go to war. These people are not going to just politely give up their financial institutional strongholds that they have here in America. Are you serious? Are you serious? They attempted to assassinate that man, Donald Trump, bro. They attempted to assassinate him. Did you forget about that? This is war. This is war. MAGA, stand up. Let me see. Somebody put MAGA in the chat. I feel good knowing that I got some MAGAs around me because they understand what's going on. We're not playing around. They're trying to play around with us in our damn country, in our people, in our children, in our children. Come on now. Heck is wrong with you? Wake up. No time to be having no damn sympathy for what's going on right now. Wake up. Wake up. That's right. I see the MAGA. I see the MAGA. I see the MAGA e-car. Not playing around with these damn people. USA, I see this. Austin, I see you, Austin. Yeah, Austin. I see you. I see you, Blinky. That wasn't Blinky. Playing with these damn people. These people is mad as freak, man. Freak these people, man. Heck out of here, man. It's time to take what we gotta take, man. We need that. We need that. We need Greenland. These people are nuts. The freak out of here. These people are nuts. We don't care.
That they are under investigation.
But the administration is hitting a legal roadblock. Earlier this week, it froze $10 billion in federal aid for social services in 5 Democrat-led states, including
These businesses, that they are under investigation.
But the administration is hitting a legal Sessions says the agency is auditing financial institutions that help process funds in Minnesota. And it's also investigating 4 money services businesses in the state.
Our team at FinCEN has just provided formal notification to these businesses that they are under investigation.
But the administration is hitting a legal roadblock. Earlier this week, it froze $10 billion in federal aid for social services in 5 Democrat-led states, including Minnesota, California, and New York, over the concerns about fraud. A federal judge has blocked the move for now after state officials argued it could put vulnerable Americans in jeopardy.
If he doesn't happen to like blue states, I guess that's a personal preference for him. But what he can't do is use the law to punish people who just because he doesn't like them.
It's valid for 14 days to give both sides time to hand in more extensive legal arguments. Molly.
Madeline Rivera, thank you very much.
Crazy. That was Keith Ellison, the Attorney General for Minnesota, who's being heavily scrutinized for partaking in the shenanigans and the Minnesota fraud that has taken America by storm. And we are so great. You know, they gave us a gift and a miracle. It's a miracle what they have given us. Now we can use that Minnesota fraud as our rollout into all of these other blue states who have been committing the same type of fraud for decades here in America, right up under our noses. And it's all coming to a head right now. It's so beautiful to see. It's amazing to see. They are upset, and we're not. We don't care. We don't care. We're feeling good. This feels good. You don't remember the torment that us MAGA men and women been going through for years now. I mean, are you kidding me? We are on the move. We have never seen this since we have been born. No, none of you have seen this type of action. I don't care. None of you have never seen this type of action. We are on the move. We are coordinated and connected as one. And it's so beautiful. Tucker Carlson and them now. Yeah, Tucker probably is about to interview Tariq Nasheed, you know what I mean? So we can put some straightening down on what's going on with us foundational Black Americans. Okay, you know we're gonna have to clear this all up because whites and blacks are teaming up, whether they like that or not. We have to for our country, for our existence, and for our children's and their generations to come. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. That's what it is. Said Somalis go to the doctor and suddenly forget how to speak English. Then Minneapolis hires a translator at $100 an hour, minimum 8 hours. Anybody want to guess what nationality the translator is? Scar. Oh no, E-Car. Yo, it's E-Car. Yeah, that's E-Car. Yeah, man, this is crazy, man. Bad business. But we are so glad that we have Donald Trump in office. And I really mean that, man. I'm not just saying that to just be saying that. I'm really glad to, put my weight behind, a true American movement that's going on. Okay. We are not playing around as Americans, and it feels so good. What's up, Matthew? Matthew said, I'm proud to see my fellow American brother and sisters waking up and abandoning the modern Democrat plantation. Absolutely. That's out of here. That's out of here. That's out of here. And I myself, I have, never been, no, I can't say that. I can't say that. I can't say that because I was on the Democratic. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was on the Democratic plantation when Obama first came into all like on the scene. I was following Obama as a junior senator, and and then on his run, and I knew I wasn't tripping out because that it seemed like a lot of people took to Obama. It seemed like damn near the world took to Obama. But now I see why damn near the world would took to Obama. Damn near the world is full of Muslims, and and I see what he did. He's the president that let in the most Muslims by far. He's the one that let in all of the Somalis. Okay, he's literally the guy that put all of those Somalis. He put about 80,000, 70 to 80,000 Somalis there in Minnesota. Okay, um, I'd say about Obama's second term, I started feeling like, hold on, this dude, because I wasn't following him as much as I should have been when he was president for the first term. But even in the first term, I started feeling like maybe around the third year, I started feeling like, I don't know, something don't feel right. I started feeling like something don't feel right, you know. But yeah, we off that plantation, man. We are off that plantation. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump on up out of here. Smack that like button on your way out. I appreciate you all for stepping and sightseeing with the minister. What's up, Mom Andu? Mom Andu, thank you for stepping on out, Mom Andu. The swamp versus non-swamp. We got to get them up out of here, man. We got to get them. Got to get them on up out of here. Later, E-Car said later. Later, E-Car. Shout out to you all. Do me a favor, smack that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell on the way out. I've been seeing your name. It's just that I don't know how to say your name, right? So so I don't even know how to say that. Damn. What can I even tag you as? Arheev? I'm gonna say Arheev. I really am. You said I really am out of the worldly event, but I know Trump is doing the real thing. The real is doing the real. Thanks for you. Thanks for you. All USA. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was attempting to, see what your name is about. What about the cartels? The cartels is out of here. Cartels is out of here, bro. Know what I'm saying? Cartels is out of here. We already sent a direct threat. We already sent that strike and threat to Mexico yesterday. Yeah, we played that on a live stream yesterday. We sent that threat. We said we're going in with the boots. We're going in on the ground. Trump already told that lady president we're going in. The hell you talking about? We're going to take Mexico too. Mexico will be America's. We'll figure it out. We'll strategize just like we figuring it out right now with Venezuela. Venezuela might be the model on how we carry on with all of these other nations that we're going to take back. Actually, it's not even taking it over; it's taking it back because it's actually ours. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We got to take it back. We got to take it back. Yeah, your profile was trash. That's why, your profile was super trash, G man. It's nothing for you to. It was super trash. It was super trash. Like, I put your profile on one day, and I don't think you was on the stream, and it was trash. You wasn't on the stream. It was trash. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have nothing on it. You're just uh, a paid damn Islamist jihadist who sent to push your nasty propaganda on American streams. That's all you are. That's all you are. Straight trash. That's all you are. Know what I'm saying? And you about to go back to your garbage country. So we not worrying about that. We ain't worrying about that. We got ice on ice. We got ice on that. And us Americans about to kick your ass politically. Yo, I love you all, except for the ones that you know that I don't. Like G-Man. Peace.